Hey everybody, my name's Tori and today we're going to be going through some of the products from our curly and woolly coat pet pack. Thick and curly coats have a lot of volume. They do need groomed daily because they can mat very easily and their coat does grow very quickly. Some examples of this coat type could include Bichon Frise, Poodles, Labradoodles and all of those sort of curly, thick, woolly coat types. Okay, so the first product we're going to talk about is the Big and Beautiful Shampoo by Grimm Professional. Now this really is what it says on the tin. This is going to make your woolly double coated breeds super big and voluminous. It's going to really deep clean the coat and it's also going to get right down into the base of the coat just to sort of make it stand on end the way that it should, which is going to make it easier to groom and it's also going to make it easier to scissor and everything like that. It just makes the coat a lot more manageable. It also has a wheat protein in it which is going to strengthen the hair follicle in the coat and this shampoo dilutes as a 12:1, so it really is a great shampoo if you do have a woolly coated dog. It's going to give it that volume, it's going to strengthen the coat and it's going to make it so much easier for you to groom. Okay, so the next product I'm going to talk about is the Designer Dog Amazing Tricks. Now this is a much loved product with dog groomers and dog owners. It really is amazing. Literally it does everything that you would need it to do. So it detangles, it demats, it adds shine, it helps strengthen the coat. It also makes grooming a lot easier. So we would say to use this before any sort of brushing or grooming on the coat just to help prevent any sort of breakage or damage to the coat. It's also really good to use in preserving the coat as well and it adds a beautiful shine and a really beautiful smell as well. So yeah, this is a really much loved product. You can use it on the dog's coat wet, dry or while drying, and like I say, you should also use it just before you brush the coat as well. It just makes life a lot easier for you and a lot better for the dog. So the next product I'm going to talk about is the Grimm Professional Soft Curved Slicker Brush. So this tool is fantastic for those soft coated breeds. The base allows it to have a little bit more flexibility for the prongs to get right down into the dog's coat, right down into the base and lift it. So this is going to be great to be sort of just for general grooming and general brushing and maintenance of the coat, but also to try and get right down into the coat to prevent any sort of knots or tangles. As you can see, it is curved, so it's much easier to use for yourself as the dog owner, but also it's nicer for the dog as well. And as you can see, the prongs go straight and they've got a slight hook on them, which means, like I say, you're just going to get right down into the base of the dog's coat and lift it. So not only are you going to be brushing it through, you're going to be adding loads of volume into the coat as well. It's super nice to hold. It has this sort of rubber grip texture at the back, so it's very enjoyable to use as well. And it's just a great tool for everyday grooming. The next product I'm going to be talking about is the Grimm Professional Ear Wipes. So these are a really strong wipe which are made from the Grimm Professional Ear Wash, but these are just a much more manageable and easy way to use it. You get 50 wipes in each of these containers and they're really good just to sort of upkeep the general maintenance and hygiene of your dog's ears whenever they're not able to see the groomer. Okay, so the next tool that I'm going to be talking about are the Grimm Professional Nail Clippers. Now these are the small size, they come in small and large. The small size would be designed for your small to medium dogs, and then your large is obviously for your large dogs. So they do have a little catch on the side here just for safety purposes. You can just let that go and that lets you use them. These are made of stainless steel and they are also veterinary quality as well, so you know that they're going to be doing a really good job at clipping your dog's nails as neatly as possible. They're also very comfortable to use because of the grip, and yeah, they're just a really good tool to have. We would say if you do have two dogs in your household, a larger one and a smaller one, you can get away with using the smaller one of the two clippers. The larger one would just end up hurting the smaller dog, but you can use the small ones on the larger dog, just put more pressure whenever you're using them. Okay, so the next tool I'm going to be talking about is the Specter Aluminium 50/50 Purple Comb. So as you can see, it's 50/50, so 50% is really fine, and then the other side is a much wider. So this means that you can really get down into the dog's coat, really lift the coat up. It's really good for thicker dog coat types and woolly dog coat types. And in general, it's just good to have one of these around just to keep the dog's coat nicely fluffed, nicely brushed out in between grooms. So the next next tool, which is going to be ideal for if your dog is easy at getting mats, which a lot of your woolly coated dogs would, this is the Grimm Professional Dematting Comb. So this really does make cutting through all of the mats in the coat so much easier. As you can see, you've got these sharp blades, and then you've also got your thumb rest, which means it's really easy for you to use. You literally just work it down in through the mat, and it just sort of breaks it up much more easily, so you're not hurting your dog, and it also means that you can kind of manage the mats as well without having to shave your dog's coat off. Like I said, it's got the thumb rest, which just means that you can apply a wee bit more pressure when using it, and the handle with the rubber grip on it makes it super easy to use and hold in your hand. So these are a really, really good thing to have around if you are finding that your dog is getting more mats, especially with not seeing the groomer. Okay, so the next tool I'm going to be talking about is the Grimm Professional Medio 6-inch safety scissor. So these are a safety scissor because of the rounded edges on them. So they do have a slightly bulkier end to them, which are rounded off, which means that you don't have to worry when you're cutting around the dog's face about accidentally maybe poking them in the eye or poking them in the face. They're great for students or people that have never groomed a dog before, or like I say, if you just want to kind of use them for general maintenance at home to cut around the face, cut around the eyes. These are a really great pair of scissors. They're very easy to use. They can't be sharpened, but I wouldn't really worry about that too much if they are, like I say, just for a wee bit more of general upkeep and maintenance. And they do have the wee rubber inserts inside just to make it super nice and comfortable for you to use in your hand. The next product that I'm going to be talking about is the Grimm Professional Water Magnet Towel. So this pretty much is what it says on the tin. This literally drinks up any sort of water, even if you have a spillage of any sort of solution or water, this is just going to soak it right up. So it's really, really good for people at home that are trying to look after their dog's coat by washing them and grooming them. They can use this, which aids in sort of quickening up the drying process, especially if you're not used to drying your dog. It can be quite a process, especially for your larger dog. So this is just going to make things a lot less stressful, a lot easier for you and for the dog. And yeah, these are definitely a must if you're going to be washing your dog at home. So the final product, and something that goes really well with that towel magnet, is the Fast Dry Spray. So this is in the scent Ocean Breeze. Again, this is going to aid in helping to sort of quicken up your drying time. It doesn't have an effect on the coat whatsoever. It doesn't leave any sort of residue or greasiness. It literally just sprays on the coat, and it helps then create sort of a barrier for the water just to slide off the coat. So again, if you are, especially for your woolly coated dogs, this is going to just make things a lot easier for you when it comes to drying, and I definitely would recommend this, especially along with your water magnet towel. It'll just make things a lot easier for you and the dog. I really hope that that quick overview of some of our top products for curly and woolly coated dogs was helpful. If you want to check out any more information on them or see the rest of them, you can click down below.